Hi guys, today's a really big day. I'm installing the MaxxAir Fan all by myself. So I'm so glad you're here to watch. I'm excited and nervous. This is gonna be great.
Hey guys, it's Marc and Tania. Welcome back to our channel. If you're just joining us today for the first time, we are in process of rebuilding this RAM Promaster 2500 into a mobile home on wheels. So if it's something you're interested in, please subscribe and you'll follow along on our entire van build process. Now today is a very exciting day, as Tania was saying. I'm going to be taking a break and she's going to be installing the MaxxAir Fan by herself. So she's going to cut through the roof. She's going to do the drilling, she's going to do the measuring. I've done some work to help her with the framing on the inside, but the rest of it is all up to her, and I know she's going to do an awesome job.
So definitely stay tuned to watch this. It's a really big, exciting day.
So a couple of reasons that we chose this fan. There's a couple of popular fans on the market. We like the fact that it can be used in the rain, and that's going to be big for us, because to us, that's when we really need to remove a lot of that moisture in the air, is during rainy times. So just so you know, there's 6 versions of the I'm doing this, but I mean, there's 6 versions of the MaxxAir Fan. There's 2 colors, there's a black and a white, and each of those has 3 versions. So there's the 4000 series that's really just an exhaust only fan, has 4 speeds in it. There's the 6000 series that brings that up to 10 speeds, and it also does exhaust and intake, so basically the fan can spin both ways. And then there's the 7000 series, which is this one, which includes the remote control. Now this goes up to 900 cubic feet per minute, so if you figure this is probably 6 feet wide by 6 feet wide by 12 feet deep, that's about 450. So really in 30 seconds this thing can move most of the air. It can really recirculate the air through the van, so that's really nice. 10 speeds, from what we've read, we haven't tried it out yet, but apparently you're only going to use the first 2 speeds. They do most of the work in the first 2 or 3 speeds. After that, and I guess if you decide to burn some bacon in here and you want to crank it up to 5 or 7 or 8, something like that, it starts to draw more power. 10, we heard, you don't even turn on because it lifts the van and takes you into the future. So I mean, that's good, because then you can see what your van build looks like when it's all done. Yeah. So that gives you nice. But
and we've heard it's also really quiet.
Yes, very quiet.
So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, so once we get it installed, I'll see if we can find a 12-volt battery somewhere and spin it up and see what it looks like. But for now, we're going to get started. So to prepare for the MaxxAir Fan install, we did a couple of things. So we found this adapter ring on eBay, and this is made specifically for the Promaster ceiling. So you know those ridges kind of you have in the ceiling? I've seen a lot of people use butyl tape to kind of fill up those gaps, but this trim ring is made specifically for that. So this will sit on the roof of the Promaster, right around those ridges, and then the MaxxAir Fan will sit on top, so it'll give us this really nice tight seal against the roof of the van. So for the inside of the van, we wanted to build a wooden frame, because when we screw through the top of the van, we wanted to have something for those screws to hold on to. So I've seen a lot of YouTube videos where people build these wooden frames, and we kind of wanted to follow that same thing. So we took scrap 1x2 pine that we bought from the local big box store. I've got 8 pieces here, and these are cut at 15 5/8. Now, where I got that measurement, the standard opening for the MaxxAir Fan is 14 inches. I wanted to add just a little bit to give us a little wiggle room, so I really made that 14 1/8 inches. Then I add the thickness of one of these pieces, which is 1.5, and I get to 15 5/8. So I've got 8 pieces at 15 5/8, and I'm going to lay them on my table. And you notice how I have the joints. So these are all butted up one against the other, and I'll glue these in place. Now when I make my second layer, what I'll do is I will offset these joints. Basically, I'll make a mirror image of this. So I'll put this like this, like this. So you notice the second layer is covering up the joints of the first layer. I'll then screw this and nail it together, sand it down, and I've got my ring. Now to go one step further, I know that if we, where the heck did I put my ring? There we go. So that gives us this piece. Now my concern when we put this into the van is, let me show you. So this right here is pretty thin sheet metal. So you can imagine if we drive a screw down from up top through this sheet metal and it hits this ring, what's going to happen? Here it's going to crush, here it's going to crush, here it's going to crush. So we wanted to avoid that happening. So we wanted to basically build up these areas so that they sat flush against the ceiling. So what we did was we grabbed some 1/4-inch poplar from Home Depot, and we went ahead and cut it. We glued it onto the ends of the frame just where it was needed. So now when we put this up against the ceiling, you can see it sits nice and flush, and we know that it's going to hold tight and it's not going to in any way crush the ceiling. So that's what we've done to prepare, and Tania is going to take it from here.
So now I'm inside the van, and we have to find the center from the inside to drill the pilot hole. And then once I do that, then I can go up on the top and use this to draw out where I'm going to be cutting. So this is all the way across from right here to right here is 24 inches. So the middle is 12, which I've already marked out, as you can see. And then I'm going to take my drill. Make sure you're wearing safety glasses. And I'm drilling for the pilot hole. That was exciting. No lie, I'm still a little nervous. Not as experienced with power tools like Marc is, so I'm glad you guys are here witnessing this. Okay, now I'm on top of the van, and I have this frame. So it's really important to measure, measure, and measure. So here we go. I put some tape down and have my pilot hole, and I have to measure the center so that I can trace it. All right, so we know that this is 14 by 14, so I need to find the center. So let's see. It's right there. I take my marker. Okay, so now I'm tracing. Now it's complete. I have my outline to cut.
So while Tania's on the roof, I came in and stuck the box that the adapter came in up there to catch any shavings or metal pieces that fall from the roof, and I found a good use for the rug we've been trying to get rid of. I like it.
So right now I'm going to drill some pilot holes. Not sure exactly where yet. I have to get some instruction from Marc. But the pilot hole is so that I can put the jigsaw blade and get it in and start cutting. I've asked my wonderful husband to start one to show me what I'm supposed to be doing and what it's supposed to look like. I can do this. So now that I have 4 pilot holes, well, Marc helped me too. It's for the jigsaw, so the blade, so I can get it in there and then cut it out. I'm so excited. So Marc gave me the vacuum cleaner, the wet vac, and we vacuumed up the metal pieces of shard that was everywhere from the pilot holes. Now I have my jigsaw, and now I'm going to start cutting it out, and as I go I might use some of this tape just to kind of keep it from the metal flapping everywhere. So here we go. Okay, I did one. So now I have some pieces of tape. I'm now going to lay this across to keep it from bouncing all over the place. All right, line 2. So I finished cutting it out, and it has fallen into the box that Marc has up underneath, and we need to clean up the pieces of metal, the shards of metal around here, and go from there. So now I've taken all the tape off, and when I was taking the tape off, the piece of metal that I cut out went with it, so discarded that, but there are sharp edges that are still left. So it's real important to file them down and get it prepared so that I can paint some Rust-Oleum on there. Okay. So here it is. We're going to do a test and make sure that it's the right size. And you want to make sure that these brackets, the metal brackets, are on the outside. So here we go. Ah! I did it! I need a high five on that one. So my personal assistant for today, Marc, is in the garage, and he is going to get some Rust-Oleum, so I'm going to paint it. I know some people use the aerosol spray, but we don't have that. We're just using what we have, and we have the can. So now that the edges are filed, I'm going to put some paint some Rust-Oleum just to help prevent it from rusting, and we'll let it dry for a couple of hours, and we'll come back and do the next step. Stay tuned. So I'm going to get down off of the van. I've just now completed putting on some Rust-Oleum on the edges to help prevent any rusting. So it rained overnight. We didn't finish. We put a garbage bag over it, and it got a little wet, but not too much on the inside. So I dried off the area, and now what I'm going to do is take this sandpaper and lightly just go around the edges of it and remove a little bit of the shine. Then I'm going to clean it with a towel, and then I'm going to finish cleaning it off with alcohol. Started raining again, so we're having to stop. We've put a tarp over it. We've used our house gym weights. And hopefully it'll stop. Hopefully it'll stop soon so that we can resume this project. It started pouring down rain, so we had to stop our project on the roof and come inside to the garage. And while it's raining, I thought maybe I'll go ahead and add the butyl tape onto the frame. This is where you want to place the butyl tape, where the grooves are. So on the bottom edge, the bottom side of this ring. And it's very sticky, and I'm going to put it here. Just 2 more sides. Let's do it here. Just make sure it's nice and secure. Just make sure it's pressed down because we want it to adhere really good. And then the last side. Hopefully it doesn't rain all day. If it does, well, we'll just have to finish it tomorrow. Okay, looks really good. This will go on top of this vent roof adapter, just like that. And then we'll screw it in. And the one on the bottom goes on the interior of the van. So it's gonna look like that. But just imagine the skin of the van. So it'd be like that. Yay! Day 3. It stopped raining, so Marc has gone on top of the van. He removed the tarp and the weights. He dried off the area. He even took some alcohol up there and cleaned the area for us. So that's great. So now we need to take this polyurethane adhesive and I'm going to apply it onto this roof vent adapter as well. And this goes on the exterior on the roof, on the top. And then this wooden bracket that Marc and I made goes on the interior. So I'll put adhesive on both of these and then we'll clamp it. This one already has the butyl tape already on it. I did not take the wax off of it, the wax paper, because I wanted to keep it from drying out. So let's go and put this all together and then clamp it down. Because it's really cold out and the adhesive, it dries very quickly, especially when it's cold. We weren't able to videotape us doing it. But I did the exterior. Marc was on the inside. He did the interior. And then we went around and put these clamps on. So we're gonna let it dry for a little while. And it is very cold. As you can tell, I'm in my hat and my puffy jacket. Yeah. Okay, so now what I've done is I've screwed in this roof vent adapter. See right here? All the way around. While the clamps are holding on to them, keeping it in place. Wait about half an hour. It's been about half an hour. So Marc is going to go inside the van and he's going to remove these clamps so that we can put this on. Thank you for taking the clamps off.
You're very welcome. It's the least I can do since you did all the work while I removed clamps and ate cookies all day. Hi.
Hi.
All right, so now no, you're doing it. I do nothing.
Okay, so now I have taken off that wax part that's on the butyl tape so it's tacky. And remember, put the metal brackets on the outside. And I'm just gonna press down. It's really cold, so probably is not sticking too well just yet. But there are already holes, as you can see, in this frame that go all the way around. I believe that there's 16 of them. And we're gonna screw it into the roof vent adapter. I'm drilling holes, pilot holes, in all the pieces. So we're done with that. Good. We should have gotten our headlamps. So this is now screwed into the roof vent adapter, and the screws have now gone into the wooden bracket that Marc has put on the inside.
Day 4. This should be like a 2-hour project, but because of the rain, it's taken us this long. So Tania has done an amazing job, and she's got us to this point. Now, we ran into a little problem that we wanted to share with you. You notice when you put the fan on the bracket, and you got to have it open, this hole is okay. This hole does not line up. In fact, you can put a whole lot of weight on there and still not get the holes to line up. So here's how you fix it. So the hole in the plastic is much bigger than the hole that's in these metal brackets. So you literally can go stick something in the metal bracket and lift it up. When you lift it up, the hole raises up, and now you still have to push it a little bit to get it to line up, but now you can put the screw in.
Now I'm going to screw the 4 screws in that holds the MaxxAir fan to the bracket, and then we'll put lap sealant on it and we'll be done. Last step to the project. We're going to add some lap sealant to prevent any leaking. So not only am I going to go around the vent, but I'm also going to do the tops of the screws as well. So I've completed the lap sealant. My suggestion, it's very messy. Before you put the MaxxAir fan in, probably do the lap sealant. It was a little hard to get to all the screws. So we're done. I'm going to take the plastic off. So really important part. Now we're going to go test it and see if it works. Come on.
So I thought you'd get a kick out of how we're testing the fan. So jumper cables from my car. Through here and connecting to the fan. How's that for ingenious?
So here's the big moment. Ready? Here we go. I'm so excited. I did it. Yay. All right, so let me close this, and it's really, really cold, so I'm going to get back inside. All right, MaxxAir fan is installed.
Good job.
Awesome, thank you.
It only took us 4 days though.
But it's done, so that's good.
Sometimes the weather just holds you up, but you just got to work around it, and that's okay.
Yes.
Again, your journey's not going to be like everybody else's, but it'll get done when it's supposed to get done.
Yes.
So I am really proud of Tania. I think she did a fantastic job with this. She's never used a jigsaw before. She's rarely used a drill, and she's certainly never done anything like cutting to the roof of a van. So what did she do? She watched a bunch of videos, which all of you have put out, which teach you so much. She took a bunch of notes. I saw a page of notes that she was following through the whole thing. I did see it. And she just did it and did every piece of it, and it worked out fine. Worked out really good in the end.
Well,
and
you also helped too.
I helped a little.
Yes,
I helped a little.
It's good to have that. So
Yeah.
thank
And if
you.
she can do it and I can do it,
You guys can do it too.
that's right. That's
Yes,
right.
yes.
So thank you so much for joining us. If you like what you saw in this video, click the like button. And if you want to follow along on our entire van build journey, click the subscribe button, and the little notification bell will tell you every time we release a new video.
Yes, and also don't forget to hit up in the comment box. We love to hear from you. Thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing you guys next time. Until then,
Merry Christmas.